Nicki Minaj recently found herself in the middle of a heated controversy after it was reported that Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion allegedly conspired against her. According to sources, Nicki believes that the two have teamed up with Roc Nation to sabotage her career, leading to her being blackballed and hit with a $5 million lawsuit. The drama reportedly escalated when Roc Nation allegedly pulled strings to get Nicki fired from hosting this year's VMAs, replacing her with Megan just weeks before the show. This unexpected move has left Nicki feeling humiliated, especially since she was replaced in what was supposed to be her third consecutive year as the VMAs host. As if losing the hosting gig wasn't enough, Nicki was also served with a lawsuit the same day she was dropped, which many believe is part of a strategic plan by Roc Nation to push Megan forward while sidelining Nicki. Nicki has hinted at these underhanded tactics before, but many dismissed her comments as mere rants until now, as more information has come to light. For those who aren't familiar with the ongoing tension between Nicki, Beyonce, and Roc Nation, this feud has been brewing behind the scenes for quite some time. Nicki has finally decided to put everything on blast, exposing the dirty games she believes Roc Nation has been playing to ruin her career. Earlier this year, when Nicki was embroiled in a public spat with Megan, she didn't hold back in dragging Roc Nation and Jay-Z into the fray, accusing them of spending millions to push her out of the spotlight and make Megan the new face of female rap. Nicki has not shied away from addressing what she sees as a coordinated effort to tarnish her image. She's gone as far as to name-drop key figures like Jay-Z and Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, accusing them of pumping money into Megan's career with the sole purpose of destroying hers. Nicki's frustration is evident in her tweets, where she's hinted at Roc Nation allegedly firing people for unclear reasons, all in an effort to replace her with Megan. In one tweet, Nicki said she would delve into the people allegedly fired by DZ for unknown reasons and other shady activities. She suggested that Perez was willing to go to any lengths, even going broke, to try and replace her. She also responded to a post by Roc Nation, sarcastically remarking on how much money they were spending to promote Megan, calling her a little broke independent artist, and urging DZ to let it go because, in her opinion, Megan's talent doesn't measure up. Even before her feud with Megan escalated, Nicki had been vocal about what she perceived as sabotage from Jay-Z and Roc Nation. She notably lashed out at hip-hop journalist Elliott Wilson, accusing him of disrespecting her while being too closely affiliated with Jay-Z to be objective. Nicki suggested that Wilson and others in the industry feel emboldened to disrespect her because of their connections to Jay-Z, implying that Roc Nation's influence extends far beyond just promoting their own artists. The reason behind Nicki's anger towards Roc Nation, and specifically Beyonce and Jay-Z, seems to stem from what she sees as a concerted effort to make Megan the new it girl in female rap, effectively pushing Nicki out of the spotlight. Nicki believes that Roc Nation has been working tirelessly to elevate Megan's career while simultaneously trying to diminish hers. For context, Nicki hosted the VMAs in 2022 and 2023, and during her tenure, viewership numbers increased by 37%. Despite this success, Nicki claims that some industry insiders, particularly at Roc Nation, were unhappy with the attention and platform she was receiving. She revealed that she faced pushback from the industry, including Roc Nation, for performing her song Red Ruby Da Sleaze at the VMAs, a track widely interpreted as a diss towards Megan. What made the situation even more tense was that Megan was present in the audience when Nicki performed the song. This public display of rivalry didn't sit well with Roc Nation, according to Nicki, who believes that this only intensified their efforts to undermine her. Nicki even brought up these tensions on stage at the VMAs, where she cryptically mentioned that people were making calls to executives to try and sabotage her performance. Despite the pressure, Nicki insisted that she wouldn't be silenced and went ahead with her performance. Fast forward to this year, Nicki was initially set to host the VMAs again, especially since the show was going to be held in her hometown of Queens, New York. However, just weeks before the event, she was abruptly replaced by Megan. This sudden change fueled speculation that Roc Nation was behind the decision, particularly because an industry insider Twitter page, Keeping the Culture Alive, had hinted at the possibility a week before Megan was officially announced as the host. This suggests that there was some back and forth behind the scenes between Nicki and Roc Nation, with Roc Nation ultimately coming out on top due to their powerful connections. According to the insider, Desiree Perez specifically told the VMAs that Beyonce would not attend the show unless Nicki was removed and replaced with Megan. This ultimatum reportedly played a significant role in Nicki's ousting. The insider also recalled Nicki's monologue from last year's VMAs, where she mentioned that phone calls were being made to try and sabotage her hosting gig. It now seems that these warnings were not baseless, as Roc Nation allegedly used their influence to push Megan forward and ensure that Nicki would not be the main attraction in her hometown. However, the drama didn't end with Nicki being replaced as the host. Around the same time, she was hit with a $5 million lawsuit from a fan named Tamir Peak, who claimed that Nicki had humiliated him by calling him one sandwich short of a picnic and accusing him of being a paid mole during her hate train era. Peak also alleged that Nicki invited him to her hotel to embarrass him on a live stream in front of 100,000 viewers, and that her husband, Kenneth Petty, attacked him at a Super Bowl party in 2020. Peak claims that when he reached out to Nicki about the incident, she didn't care. Fast forward to a few months ago, and Peak alleges that Nicki mentioned him on Stationhead, accusing him of being one sandwich short of a picnic, among other insults, and labeling him as a stalker who had impersonated members of her team in the past. Nicki's lawyer, however, has dismissed the lawsuit as nothing more than a shakedown for financial gain, pointing out that Peak has been harassing Nicki on social media for years. To back up their claim, Nicki's legal team has provided evidence of Peak's disturbing behavior, including tweets where he made inappropriate comments about Nicki's son and suggested she create an OnlyFans account for her child, who was just 2 months old at the time. In some of his tweets, Peak also referred to Nicki's son as his nephew and talked about pulling up to her house for a playdate. These unsettling actions have led many to believe that Peak is not just a fan, but a stalker with an unhealthy obsession with Nicki. There's even video footage of Peak approaching Nicki with other fans, where Nicki immediately recognized him and confronted him about his constant negative remarks about her. In the video, Nicki can be seen asking him what his problem is and why he's been talking about her so much online. Peak responded by claiming that he talks about her because he loves her and is trying to keep it real with her. However, Nicki wasn't convinced, and the interaction only further fueled the narrative that Peak's behavior was bordering on obsessive. What makes this situation even more alarming is the fact that Roc Nation allegedly followed Peak on Instagram, which has led many to believe that they may be behind his lawsuit against Nicki. This development has angered a lot of people, as it suggests that Roc Nation is willing to go to great lengths to tarnish Nicki's reputation. Some have even advised Nicki to distance herself from her fans, as being too accessible can lead to situations like this, where disgruntled fans feel betrayed and seek revenge. One person commented that Nicki's accessibility to her fans might be her downfall, as some fans can become so attached that they take it personally when she doesn't give them the attention they crave. They believe that this is what happened with Peak, who may have felt slighted by Nicki and is now seeking revenge. Another person questioned why Roc Nation would